Ramesh was a farmer. He lived in a small village. He had a small plot of land. Ramesh worked hard every day. He would wake up before sunrise. Ramesh would water his crops. He would remove weeds. He would sing while he worked. Ramesh loved his land. He loved his crops. He knew how important they were. They fed his family. One year, the rains failed. The skies remained clear, and the clouds that once promised life-giving water were nowhere to be seen. The sun beat down mercilessly, turning the once fertile land into a scorching desert. The relentless heat seemed to sap the very life out of the soil. The land became dry and cracked, resembling a broken mosaic. The earth, once rich and moist, now lay parched and lifeless. Ramesh's crops started to wither. The leaves turned yellow, curling up as if in pain. The plants that once stood tall and green now drooped sadly. The once green field became a dusty brown. The vibrant colors of life were replaced by the dull hues of despair. Ramesh felt a knot of worry in his stomach. Each day he watched helplessly as his livelihood slipped away. Day by day, the situation worsened. The drought showed no signs of relenting and the land continued to suffer. The village well began to dry up. The water levels dropped alarmingly, and soon there was barely enough for daily needs. The other farmers were also struggling. Everyone was losing hope. The community, once thriving and full of life, now faced an uncertain future. Ramesh felt despair creeping in. What would he do? The drought had lasted for months, and his crops had withered away. The once fertile land now lay barren, a stark reminder of the harsh reality he faced. How would he feed his family? The pantry was empty, and the barn echoed with silence. His children looked up to him with hopeful eyes, but he had nothing to offer. He sat under a tree, lost in thought. The weight of his responsibilities bore down on him. He felt utterly defeated, questioning his worth and purpose. Suddenly he saw a small bird. It landed gracefully on a nearby branch, its presence a small but significant distraction from his worries. It was tirelessly collecting twigs. Each trip it made was filled with determination and purpose, a stark contrast to Ramesh's current state. The bird was building a nest even in that harsh weather. Ramesh watched the bird, mesmerized by its resilience. A thought struck him. If this tiny creature could persevere through adversity, perhaps he could too. If the bird didn't give up, why should he? A newfound determination sparked within him. He realized that giving up was not an option. He decided to fight for his land. With renewed vigor, he picked up his tools and walked through his field, ready to face the challenges ahead. The tiny spark of hope had ignited a fire within him, and he was prepared to rebuild his life one step at a time. Ramesh had an idea. He was a farmer who always looked for ways to improve his land and make the most out of his resources. One day, while standing in his field, he thought of a plan that could change everything. He decided to dig a small well near his field. It was a bold move, considering the dry conditions and the hard soil. But Ramesh was determined. He believed that water was the key to transforming his barren land into a fertile oasis. He worked tirelessly day and night. With every shovel of dirt, he got closer to his goal. Soon he struck water. The sight of water gushing from the well was a moment of triumph for Ramesh. It was the first step towards his dream. But Ramesh didn't stop there. He also had another plan. He knew that just having water wasn't enough. He needed to use it wisely to ensure the sustainability of his farm. Ramesh decided to plant different crops. He researched and found out which crops would be best suited for his land and the amount of water he had. He chose a variety of seeds that could thrive in his field. He chose crops that could survive with less water. This was a crucial decision, as it meant that his farm could remain productive even during dry spells. He selected drought-resistant crops that would ensure a steady yield. He planted millets and sorghum. These crops were known for their resilience and ability to grow in tough conditions. Ramesh carefully planted each seed, hoping for a bountiful harvest. Slowly his crops started to grow. The young green shoots were a sign of life and hope. Ramesh tended to them with care, ensuring they had the best chance to flourish. The green shoots brought hope back to the village. The sight of the growing crops lifted the spirits of the villagers who had faced many hardships. They saw a future where their land could be fertile and prosperous again. Ramesh's never-give-up attitude had paid off. His innovation and hard work had transformed his field and brought new life to his village. Ramesh stood in his thriving field, a symbol of triumph and resilience.